Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Moviesnips. Today we're going to be trying to decide whether or not Avatar exists in the same fictional universe as Alien, Blade Runner, Prometheus, etc. I get asked this question a lot by commenters, so I thought it would be a good idea to address this topic. Before I get further into this, please remember to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. It is more or less a given that Alien, Blade Runner, Prometheus, Predator, and the 1998 sci-fi action movie Soldier are set in the same fictional universe. There's plenty of evidence spread among these different franchises to suggest this. In the commentary for Blade Runner, The Final Cut, Ridley Scott explicitly states that the Alien and Blade Runner the Alien and Blade Runner movies do exist in the same universe, and that the crew from Alien could be right around the corner from the noodle bar where Deckard is eating at when we are first introduced to him. However, we don't see any direct evidence to suggest that the Avatar franchise occurs in the same fictional universe as the aforementioned franchises. This is an interesting possibility to explore nonetheless. In the opening scenes of the first Avatar movie, we are introduced to what appears to be a dystopian, polluted, overpopulated Earth, one in which the ecosystem is beginning to fall apart, and one in which many endangered species are going extinct. The opening scenes of the movie are eerily reminiscent of the Los Angeles depicted in the Blade Runner movies. The neon-lit billboards, giant skyscrapers, holographic advertisements, and monorail zooming overhead are all too familiar. Just by looking at that opening scene, one may be easily convinced that both films are set in the same fictional universe. However, as we get further into the movie, we begin to see certain key differences that set the two films apart. In the bar scene that takes place shortly after the opening scene of the film, we see a soccer game being played on the big LCD screen, which displays the score, USA versus Paraguay, 4-1. This leads us to believe that the countries in the traditional sense still exist in the Avatar universe. This is quite contrary to what we are shown in Blade Runner, in which countries have more or less ceased to exist in the traditional sense and have been replaced by megacorporations, with the human population being largely confined to various city-states that dot the landscape of a post-apocalyptic world. Taking this a step further, it becomes apparent that the Earth is in dire straits in the Avatar universe, but perhaps not as bad as it is in the Blade Runner universe. As the movie progresses, we are told about how it takes the ISV Venture Star 6 years to travel to Pandora, which is located some 4.3 light years away from Earth. The ship presumably travels at about 70% of the speed of light, and the crew have to enter into a state of extended hibernation to get there. In the first Blade Runner movie, Roy Batty recalls experiencing attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion. The Orion Nebula is situated some 1,350 light years away from Earth, so clearly space travel technology in the Blade Runner universe is far more advanced than what is shown to us in the Avatar universe. Bear in mind that the first Blade Runner movie is set more than 100 years before the events in the Avatar universe. Perhaps the FTL technology in the Blade Runner universe is based on travel through jump gates, wormholes of some kind. I made a separate video on this topic, so please be sure to visit my channel and check it out. When the RDA Secops finally arrive on Pandora, we see that many of the vehicles and buildings look very much like what we'd see in a Blade Runner or Alien movie. But the lush forested world of Pandora stands in stark contrast to the overly industrialized and cyberpunk themes that have been shown to us in the Blade Runner and Alien movies. The off-world colonies shown to us in the Alien and Prometheus movies also look bleak and barely hospitable for human life. We also don't get any mention of an intelligent sentient alien species in the Blade Runner universe, but this isn't beyond the realm of possibility. Another factor that makes this possibility less likely is that despite the Avatar timeline being set far ahead of the events of the Blade Runner franchise, there are no androids or synthetic humanoids present in any of the Avatar movies to date. In the aforementioned franchises, we do see synthetically created beings such as replicants in the Blade Runner series, replicant soldiers in the 1998 movie Soldier, the android Bishop in Aliens, and the android David 8 in Prometheus, to give a few examples. In contrast, the Avatar program is designed for entirely different purposes and utilizes very different technology. So how does Prometheus fit into all of this? One theory goes that because the Na'vi are so different from the other fauna on Pandora, they may not actually be native to Pandora, and they may have actually been genetically engineered by a third party of unknown extraterrestrial origin and placed on Pandora. The Na'vi's obscure origins could be explained if some advanced extraterrestrial race, such as the engineers in the Prometheus movie, had genetically engineered the Na'vi and placed them on Pandora millennia ago. So what is the verdict on whether Avatar exists in the same universe as the aforementioned franchises? The two probably don't exist in the same fictional universe, but I wouldn't rule out that possibility entirely, since we still have 4 Avatar sequels ahead of us, which may shed some new light on the speculative connection. I'd like to thank you for watching my video today. If you feel I missed anything or would like to add anything to this discussion, please feel free to comment down below. Please also remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and please check out my channel for more Avatar videos.